Hi guys, my name is Mahesh. Today I'm here to explain the difference between osmosis and diffusion. Actually it's a very simple topic, but some students may have some differences and confusions in some areas. I will try to clear all those things. Coming to osmosis and diffusion. Prior to understanding the differences, just look into some similarities between these two topics. Both are passive process. Okay, both. It occurs spontaneously. When the need occurs, they occur spontaneously. They don't need any kind of energy, external force, external support. That's why it became passive. It don't need any kind of ATP or external energy. Understand? Second similarity is both try to attain the equilibrium. What is equilibrium? Equilibrium concentration. That means the concentration on both sides or in a medium should be equal. These two processes try to attain the equilibrium concentration. Now coming to the slight differences in osmosis. Actually, this is a tricky part. This is the main important part where most of the people will get confused. In a literature, generally they wrote osmosis happens from high concentration to low concentration solution. We all studied, I think. Coming to diffusion, they write okay, high concentration to low concentrated solution. Here the tricky point is I write as from diluted solution to concentrated solution. Okay, I wrote high concentration to low concentration in terms of solvent. Okay, if I write low concentrated to high concentration, it is in the terms of solute. First I will tell you what is solvent, what is solute. Okay, first we all know about solution. Any solution you take, everything is a solution. In it we have two components, solute plus solvent. If we combine these two only, there is a solution will be formed. I'll explain. For suppose this is a container. Okay, just add some water in it and now what will you do? Sprinkle some salt in it. Salt, very easy. Now what is salt? After you sprinkle some salt, what will happen? It will get dissolved. Everyone know that. So now which dissolves? That is salt. That is solute. In which it dissolves? That is water. This is solvent. Now you understand. If you understand the example, the definition will be easily understood and it will become easy to keep in mind. So now this is salt is solute and the water is solvent. And what I told in osmosis, from diluted solution it happens to concentrated solution. Diluted solution means it is low concentration. It is high concentration. This is low concentration in the terms of solute. If I say high concentrated here in the terms of solvent, That means if solvent is more, that is diluted solution and high concentrated solution in the terms of solvent. Why I am trying to tell these many words, there is a difference in literature. In some books they tell from diluted solution to concentrated solution. It is non-controversy, it is very easy to understand, but some say high concentrated to low concentrated through semi-permeable membrane is osmosis. There is a confusion arises, but when they say high concentrated to low concentrated, that in terms of solvent. Okay, if they say high to low in the terms of solvent, if they say low concentrated to high concentrated, it in the terms of solute. Understand? This is osmosis. And in diffusion, no problem. Only one line. High concentration to low concentration, and actually this is also in terms of solute. Okay. Mainly keep this word in mind. From diluted solution to concentrated solution is osmosis. From high concentrated solution to low concentrated solution is diffusion. Keep this thing in mind. Diluted means more water, means less concentration, means low concentration in the terms of solute. If they say high concentrated, that becomes in the terms of solvent, means water. In most of the biology topics, solvent is water. In chemistry, liquids, some other liquids may act as solvents. What is solvent? What is solvent? In which solute dissolves is called solvent, and which dissolves is called solute. That is easy. So this is the main thing in osmosis and diffusion. And moving forward, and the second point is osmosis occurs only, must and should, it only occurs in liquids, nothing else. Okay. And diffusion, as usual, it occurs in liquids, gases, mostly in gases. Diffusion takes place mostly in gases only, and even in solids. And one more thing, I told you earlier that in osmosis, movement is from diluted solution to concentrated solution. But what will move? In similar case, I told you that it will have work is to get an equilibrium concentration. That means two sides, the concentration should be equal. But which thing will do? Either solute or solvent. Which will do? In osmosis, only solvent. Only solvent particles try to move. Only solvent molecules move to attain equilibrium concentration. In diffusion, solute, solvent, both can move. Okay. And coming to fourth point here, it is only one directional move. I will explain in a meanwhile. Only one directional move, and here it is multi-directional. I will explain these points. See, take this. This is a container. This is semi-permeable membrane. Okay. And one more point here I would like to tell is, For osmosis to occur, the most important, again, must and should thing is it should have semi-permeable membrane. Then only osmosis will occur, otherwise don't. But in diffusion, it may occur with membrane or without membrane, because osmosis is a special case. Osmosis is a special case of diffusion. Actually, it is a subtype of diffusion. Osmosis is a special case of diffusion. Diffusion may occur, it may have semi-permeable membrane, may not have, but osmosis should have semi-permeable membrane. So this is a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, and put some water in this container. Now I'll tell you about osmosis. Okay, and put some salt or solute particles here just to understand what is osmosis clearly. Just concentrate. Now it's very simple, almost 3, 4, 5 points, different points will be covered here. See now, as you can see this, these are only 4 solute particles here. There are more solute particles here. What is high concentrated solution? The more solute particles are there, it's called high concentrated solution in the terms of solute. So now this is high concentrated solution. What is this? Low solute. That means it is low concentrated, or what I told other word which is very convenient to understand the osmosis is diluted solution. What is diluted solution? You all know what is dilution. If you add more water in it, it will become diluted. Anything is diluted, If you take a high concentrated solution and you add more water in it, it will become low concentrated solution or diluted solution. So in osmosis, okay, only solvent, only must and should again, only solvent molecules move. Only solvent molecules. Here what is solvent? Water is solvent. Because why only solvent molecules? Why not solute particles can move? It's a doubt, right? Because solute particles can't pass through the semi-permeable membrane. This semi-permeable membrane is only giving access. It is like a security guard. It only allows solvent. It only allows solvent, not solute particles. Solute particles can't go through the semi-permeable membrane in this situation. So now what happens? Now what is the work of osmosis? It tries to attain equilibrium, because there is a concentration gradient. What is concentration gradient? Concentration gradient means there is a difference in concentration. It is high concentrated solution, it is low concentrated solution. So it is called constant. There is a difference of concentrations is called concentration gradient. So now what happens? Now this solute water, this water will try to go and attain equilibrium concentration. Now what happens? This water moves like this through semi-permeable membrane. See, only in one direction. Earlier I wrote in differences, one directional move. This is one direction, only one direction. Water will move. See now what happens? This water, see here, this water is reducing in its level, because water is moving to that side, no, through semi-permeable membrane. Water level rises here. So here one more point is the thing which diffuses. What is diffusing here? Water. Solvent is moving. from this side to this side through semi-permeable membrane, and it tries to get equal concentration of solvent on both sides, but which doesn't happen. It tried to get equilibrium concentration in terms of solute, so that's why water will move from this side to that side. But here the water levels, see, let's say this is 100 ml, it became 200 ml, so that's why the quantity or the concentration of solvent water doesn't become equal on both sides. And it's the point here is, the main point you should remember here is, only solvent particles move and only one direction, and the concentration of solvent or which diffuses through the semi-permeable membrane doesn't get an equal concentration on both sides. Okay. So now you understand this. It occurs only liquids. It occurs in gases mostly. In solvent molecules, I told only water moves. Here both moves, and this I will tell later. It is only one directional move. Semi-permeable membrane should be there. Okay. Now I will explain these 3 points in diffusion. See here. See here, let's say this is diffusion. This is water. And let's say this is some food coloring agent. Okay. And you added this food coloring agent over here. In the beginning, this is the beginning, starting point. All are at one place only. That means this is high concentrated area. Understand? This is low concentrated area. Now what happens? On starting of diffusion, these solute particles can move this side, and these water particles can move this side, like this, because there is no semi-permeable membrane. There is no any kind of restriction here. So solutes move like this, and the solvent water moves like this. So it is a multi-directional. That's what I told here. Is a multi-directional. Okay, multi-directional, and both solute and solvent moves. No need of semi-permeable membrane may or may not be there. See here, equal distribution of solute particles in water. One more thing here is in osmosis. In osmosis, as I told earlier, the thing which is diffusing in osmosis, solvent is diffusing through semi-permeable membrane, and that concentration is not equal on both sides. It can't attain it. But here it is different. See, the solute and solvent both will try to attain equilibrium concentration, and it fills the spaces. How much space it is available, the solute and solvent both share in a simple manner. You see in here, the solute and water equally share the area. Okay, that's the point here. So you understood this. Now coming to examples. Must I covered everything. Important things actually. I didn't touch small points. Only confusing point I told. Coming to examples in osmosis. Let's say take an RBC. Everyone knows that what is RBC. It is a red blood cell of human body. Okay, and you immerse it in fresh water. It is fresh water. That means here water is more. As you all know, in RBC there are a variety of things inside, not only water. That means it has so many solute particles also. That means it is more concentrated than the surrounding fresh water. Now what happens? This is a diluted solution. This is concentrated area. Now what happens? This is water goes inside. Here osmosis, what is important in osmosis? Semi-permeable membrane is needed. I told you, no, right? So this cell membrane of this cell membrane of RBC acts as semi-permeable membrane here, and it permits water to enter inside. And because of that, what happens? Water enters inside and cell will swell and burst eventually. Okay, this is one example of osmosis. And small kids will play with gummies. Soak them in water. What will happen? In gummies there is gel. That gel acts as semi-permeable membrane, and gummies will swell. All knows that it will attain a shape. Multiple shapes are there in gummies. That is an example of osmosis. And one more example is this is a root of plant. It is surrounded by soil. All know that in soil what is present? Water is present. In root there are so many other particles, solute particles, so it is somewhat high concentrated or less water in here, so the water goes inside. This is also an example of osmosis. Okay, and coming to diffusion, the examples of diffusion, very easy. Comparatively with osmosis, examples of diffusion is very easy. For example, perfume. If you spray perfume, it will cover the entire room. Diffusion. If there is a rotten thing in kitchen, per se rotten egg, the smell covers the entire house through diffusion. If you add some food coloring agent in water, the water completely gets that color. It is example of diffusion. And in lungs, exchange of gases. Some may not understand this, but it's very simple. In lungs we have alveoli, and there are blood vessels. Between them there is an exchange of gases. As we inhale oxygen, this oxygen will go inside of the blood vessel from alveoli like this, and from our blood vessel carbon dioxide goes into alveoli and it is exhaled outside the body. It's very simple. And for the exchange, and in photosynthesis, like so many processes are there for diffusion. Okay, anything left? And osmosis with application of some external pressure, it can be stopped. It's also important point. Or can be reversed also. Not only stopping, and it can be reversed also. and that is called reverse osmosis. I will show you one video also. It's very easy to understand osmosis and reverse osmosis. Actually, people confuse in this area also. But diffusion, neither can be stopped nor reversed. Okay, it can't be stopped or can't be reversed. Osmosis can be stopped or it can be reversed also, which is called reverse osmosis. And osmosis depends on number of solute particles. More solute particles, very fastly happen osmosis. Depends on solute particles, and it depends on lot of particles. Other particles also. Diffusion depends, and you have to understand some vocabulary points like hypertonic. What is hypertonic? Hypertonic solution. What is hypertonic solution? Hypertonic means hyper. Split this word. Hyper means more concentrated solution. It is. That means less water in it. This is a concept. You understand like this. Keep in mind like this. Okay. If you keep a cell, any cell, plant cell or animal cell, in hypertonic solution. This is hypertonic solution, as I said. That means more concentrated. Okay, more concentrated and less water. Now what will happen? So water is less outside in surrounding of the cell. So water in cell comes out. And the cell will shrunken. Okay, cell will shrunken and paralyzed. Cell will shrunken. Now another term, hypotonic. If you understand this earlier, this will become very easy for you to understand. Hypo means what? Hypo means less. That means less concentrated. That means less number of solute particles. That means more water. Okay. Now keep the same cell. Surrounding is the water. But it is now water, hypotonic water. That means less solute particles and more water. And now what happens? More water. So water will go inside. Water will go inside and cell swells and eventually burst. Understand? This is a cell membrane. This acts as semi-permeable membrane. You understand actually what process is happening here? Osmosis is happening here. Example of osmosis. But I am just stressing on the words hypertonic solution, hypotonic solution. If you first understand what is hypertonic solution, hyper, more concentrated, means less water. So that it draws water from cell. So cell shrinks. Hypo means less concentrated, more water. So water goes inside the cell. Cell swells and bursts. Understand? And osmosis, it can be affected. As I told you earlier, it can be opposed or it can be stopped or reversed. By which force? Maybe some hydrostatic forces or Turger forces. These are opposes. In diffusion, I told it can't be stopped or it can't be reversed, so it doesn't have effect on these pressures or the static pressure or Turger pressures don't apply actually to diffusion. Yes. That's it actually. Just I will show these pictures for you, and there's a one video. Just please watch till end. See, this was I told you actually. See, this is hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution surrounding the cell. So water goes out, cell shrinks, paralyzed. And right side is hypotonic solution surrounding the cell. That means more water. The water goes inside the cell and it bursts. Okay, it's over. Just see this video for you. Osmosis and reverse osmosis. So this is a video, guys. See here, in center there is semi-permeable membrane, which is the yellow thing. You see from the diluted side, water is moving. That is the solvent is moving to the other side to attain equilibrium in concentration. See, it is occurring spontaneously. Okay, and now this is osmosis. Now coming to reverse osmosis. See, the reverse osmosis is exactly the opposite of what happened in osmosis. Same semi-permeable membrane, same diluted solution, the same concentrated solution. But the thing here is, on application of pressure, see the LARS over there, it may be an atmospheric pressure or volumetric pressure. Solutes don't move. Here also solvent. The water only moves, but in opposite direction. This is very helpful for us. This is a technique called RO, system of water, which we are now almost everyone using the canned water nowadays. So how we are getting this canned water? Through the system only, RO water, RO, reverse osmosis. By application of pressure, we are pushing water to this side, and this is a fresh water you can use for drinking water. Thank you guys. Bye.